Hey guys, Jay here, and so I want to share with you guys the result for my AFK build. So I am going to face tank everything in maps, and yeah, I am going to kill everything. So it is definitely the best build in the game that can ever exist, and I will do it in a very high tier map of tier 8, and you'll see. So I will use this zone. It has no mod whatsoever, so it is one of the most dangerous thing that you can do in the game. Oasis. And let me get into it. The clear speed is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Amazing. Let me just group up a lot of monster. I will show you the capability of face tanking this build can have. Okay, this is a decent amount of monster, and as you can see, I don't even have a life flask, and I am a life build, right? I almost have no ES, and oh, this is not good at the showcase because yeah, monster here are all like melee, and they cannot really touch me. Very high clear speed, as you can see. Best build in the game, again. Yeah. Enemies attack me, I don't press any button, it will build up the cast on block meter and it will just eventually kill the enemies. Also, I am igniting enemies through a cold skill, that is the Arctic Armor, Wildfire to spread the ignite, Frostfire so I do not freeze the enemy, so yeah, they can just not being freeze and actually hit me, so they will take the damage, and Ignition for ignite. Fairy Death, so when they die, they have 60% chance to explode, which will clean up everything nicely. So as you can see, I will have an incredible clear speed of like, probably this map I can clean it in like an hour or so. So it's going to be very good, yo. Again, no life flash, right? So I already proved my point of no life flash, so I'll just put this one on so I don't accidentally just sell it, basically. Let me just find other monster and show my incredible clear speed again. Yeah, as you can see, Tankiness is top notch. And yeah, the damage, we burn all nearby enemies. They die. If the enemies is far away, there is nothing we can do. We just need to wait for this cuts on block meter to slowly ramp up into 100% and it will drop a comet. If you are lucky, you will kill them. If you're not lucky, you will be in this situation where you have them just like lingering to like 1 health, and we need to wait for this thing to go up to 100% again in order to actually kill them. So yeah, again, very good build. Jokes aside, this is complete ass. This is stupid. This is very bad. The cast on block is completely gutted, so there is no way I can like try to save it. It's just very bad. I tried to play as an Infernalist, by the way. The Warbringer already failed, so I tried as an Infernalist, and the Infernalist also failed so far. I don't think damage is going to be enough, like, ever to clear maps with this one. So the dream of having an AFK build is officially dead, and yeah, I'm sorry for the first part of the video, but I am personally a absolute hater of the kind of like clickbaity. I mean, I do clickbait a lot, but you know, clickbait, but you don't back it up. For example, what I just said in the earlier part of the video is complete trash. It is blatant lie. I am saying it's the best, but it's just dog shit. That is not acceptable. At least not here. Fuck the creation like style for like D4 and shit. I don't give a shit. But in PoE, it is such a horribly unforgiving game, even PoE2, that if you tell like a new player to do something wrong, it would just be a very horrible experience. Not all the time, but a lot of the time, it will just be horrible. So give realistic expectation. At least for this build, if I say it is a very, very tanky build, I can say like a immortal. Okay, that is, you know, somewhat to a degree still true. Maybe I can still die to a bunch of like high level stuff, but I can explain that. But I will not say that is the best build ever. You cannot just slap those kind of words into anything. And you know, if you watch like POE content lately, you know what I'm talking about. Alright? So that's it. This is a failed project. I have tried a lot of things. I have tried like basically everything in my capability to try to make it work, but it just doesn't. It's just not good enough. The Arctic armor is kind of nice if every monster is just melee. So if there is any way that we can make this thing to proc on like range monsters, well, it might be doable because we can still scale this damage up quite a lot. However, at the current state, Arctic armor is not a viable source of like dealing damage to like all the enemies. It's just going to be good, like barely good enough to deal with like melee monster. And cast on block is just horrible. You can see the rate that I am gaining energy for cast on block is just so bad. 1% to 2% per hit here. Sometimes it's 3 to 5. I think it depends on the monster, but you know, regardless, unless you are swarmed by an absolute godly amount of monster, which is actually the best case scenario for this character, because the more monster nearby, the tankier it actually gets. So yeah, as it is a failed project, I don't want to like explain anything on the mechanic. There are a couple of like good mechanic within this character. However, it is not going to mean anything if the whole character as a whole doesn't really perform to a level that is acceptable. So yeah, sorry, I cannot make the AFK dream come true, at least not yet. I think there is still a viable way to do it, which is the corpse weight, the poison route. I've seen people do it. You technically can play like a pseudo zero button build with that. You can just walk around and explode the corpses and proliferate the poison. Maybe I should make that character. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you can make that character. Maybe you can do that and do like we could still try to be tanky, I guess. So yeah, that's about it. Again, sorry this doesn't work out. I know not only myself, but there's actually quite a few other people are very hyped for when I show the previous video where I show my like tank setup, right? But right now we can confirm that the tank setup works extremely well, but the damage setup is not there. If we can just slap like an active skill into this build, for example, if you can just self-cast Comet. Let me just do it. Obviously, you need to scale more like cast speed or things like that. You can just like, let's just say if you do self-cast like this one, it is an okay build, right? Okay, Comet is yeah, because even if it is a very high cast time, you actively can have the damage up anytime you want. Obviously, you can link much better like support skill gem like Unleash or something like that, and you will make a much better build. But as a passive trigger that you don't need to press any button, I cannot make it work, sadly. So yeah, let me know if you have anything, like any idea on like a zero button setup that we can potentially use. I'm very happy to test it out. I have tested a lot of them, but so far nothing seems to work, apart from the one that got like immediately nerfed. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching, guys. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Hopefully a good news.